Test 1, 2, 3. Once you guys can see the live stream, please just let me know in the little live chat, letting me know that we're all live. So until then, I don't really know if you guys can see me. Good morning, good morning. Hope that you guys are doing well. Really nice push to start the day. Good morning. We see it. We're live. We see it all set. All right. Sounds good. As you guys can tell, I have 1,300 shares once again. Really nice push on AMC. During the pre-market session, I decided to buy a couple more shares as it was consolidating. Nice little push as of right now at market open. Right, we saw a really nice pullback yesterday. So one of the things that I wanted to share with you, if you guys had the opportunity to tune on into yesterday's live trading session, one of the main things that I focused on is what position size, right? I only had 350 shares of AMC at these overbought levels, right? So as it pulled on back, yes, I gave back a couple of hundreds of dollars, right? Because I still had 350 shares, but I didn't have 1,500 shares or 2,000 shares anymore, right? So this allowed me, as it sold off, to be able to have enough money available to be able to buy the dip, right? Now that we're pushing up and we're a little bit more on the overbought side, looking at the MACD, looking at the RSI, we should never be afraid to lock in profits. And that's something that we've shared time and time again, right? So I'm actually going to sell, let's see, 45.70. Let's see, 45.80. See if we can continue to hold above that general area. Watch for the pullback. There it goes, 45.60. So we got Amazon with a nice little pullback as well. After yesterday's performance, we got SPCE up 7% on the day. That's pretty huge. Any other big movers? We got Wish up 2%. 1 second. Starbucks up 1%. Peloton at $100, so the Peloton's still pulling on back. I like to see it. I haven't bought the dip on Peloton just yet. And then we have AMC up nearly 6% on the day. So 5.5% for AMC. Let's see, what about our major? So majority of the market is red, right? So our top losers, we got down 20%. We got Zoom down 15%. Very happy that we talked about that one in yesterday's video, right? So I'm sure a lot of you guys were aware of that. 5.9, so that one's down 14%. Global Star down 9%. All right, top gainers. UI. All right, Couchbase. Here it goes. AMC is pushing $46. Let's, oh my goodness. Let's lock it in, team. Let's lock it in. I'm not going to hesitate to lock in or sell 200 shares above $46 a share. Looking at the 5-minute time frame. 5-minute time frame, you guys can see that based off of yesterday's performance, we are surpassing yesterday's highs. At highs of $45.72. We are above yesterday's trading price, which is a great indication of a reversal. There it goes, pulling right on back to 45.70. I might have to sell a little bit more. Might want to prepare. Let's see. Let's do 450 on the next one. Yeah, we'll do that. Alrighty. All right, Facebook at new highs, CRSR up 6%, ZM. Yep, I like how you guys were paying attention to that. Yeah, I mean, it's something that I feel like I've talked about quite a bit, right? So, last few days, I noticed that you usually buy in a big pullback, right? So, if it's a blue chip stock and it reports negative earnings or something like that, right, and it pulls on back, I tend to buy the dip a little bit, right? And then you load off piece by piece as it's pushing, correct? So, I like to average out of a position as it begins to be viewed a little bit more on the overbought side. So, I'll load up into it as it's indicating signs of an uptrend, right? Just like we did yesterday with AMC, right? So as it's indicating signs of reversal, I'll load up on it, and even as it's pushing up, but then there comes a point where we're either too overbought or approaching a previous resistance level, and I'll just lock in profits, right? How many shares of AMC do you usually hold overnight? It's all dependent on how overbought or how oversold AMC is at, right? If AMC is trading at 40 to or 45 to $55 a share, let me ask you, right? If you answer this yourself, what makes the most sense? Looking at previous trading prices, if AMC is trading above, $40 a share, right? It doesn't hold up here based off previous patterns, it doesn't hold up here for a very long period of time. So am I going to want to hold 3,000 shares of AMC as we're trading at $46 a share? You are right? Well, what if it's bullish, right? Now that it's indicating signs of an uptrend, what if it continues to rally? Well, yeah, it's great now, right? But more often than not, it's so important to pay attention to its true direction. And that's bearish, right? It tends to pull on back quite hard and it drops right back down to those $30 price points or $30 price levels, right? So as it pushes up, it corrects itself very quickly. And it pushes up, and this is why I don't like holding a very large position overnight. I will day trade it, and I'll day trade it very aggressively. But at these overbought levels, my main focus every single time is locking in profits and not being afraid to do so. If I miss out on AMC continuing to run, I can always jump back in. But the very difficult part would be if I don't lock in profits and it pulls on back, I can't get back those profits because AMC is not guaranteed to return to those previous levels. It's great when it's bullish and it's easy to say hold, but it's one of the worst feelings when it pulls on back because AMC doesn't just pull back 1 or 2%. It pulls back 5, 10, 15% in one given day, right? Ooh, excuse me. Oh no. There we go. So we're buying in very light increments, right? Very light positions, 25 shares at a time in comparison to what I sell, right? I sell 250 to 500 shares at a time. And this is one thing that you'll notice is that even when I do buy the dip, I choose to buy it more lightly. And when it comes to selling at these overbought levels, I tend to do it more at once or all at once, right? And or in a lump sum. I would rather be careful with buying the dip than being careful with locking in profits, right? There it goes, pulling back below EMA. Watch for the break below $45 a share. Just be careful with this. Shop for the EMA, what used to act as a support can now act as resistance. Let's see. Let's see if we can indicate signs of a reversal here. So testing EMA line. Let's see if we can make some higher highs. There it goes. Looking pretty decent. But we need that steady climb, not just a strong push, right? There it goes. 45.30, 45.40. There it goes, 45.50. Break above that. Watch out. We got rejected there last time. Oh, pulling on back to EMA. 45.20. Got rejected. So Ricky, so far an example, so far example as of right now, where would you manage your risk or cut losses in AMC if it reaches what level? Cutting losses, I mean, I'm in the green by quite a bit, right? My average price should be close to $44 a share. What is it? Yeah, 44.05. As I've been selling off and then buying the dip and then selling off and then buying the dip. So my average should be around down here. I don't want to wait for it to get all the way down here before I choose to reduce my position size, right? I'm debating on doing it right now. If it breaks below EMA, that's an indication of a potential change of direction. I would love to see AMC, of course. Can draw this, yeah. I'd love to see this thing begin to indicate signs of an uptrend, but I can't. Again, I can't be very surprised if it begins to, pull right on back. And yeah, I mean, we definitely have that downside potential, which is about 2%, about 2.5% back to my average purchase price. Excuse me. But I'm just waiting out to see if it actually breaks below this EMA line, or to see if we consolidate here long enough where it establishes a support level and then begins to recover. I should have done a much better job locking in profits up here. At 46, I should not have been scared to sell most of my position. I sold, I think, 250 shares or 200 shares, which is a pretty small increment to sell based off of my position size. Especially looking at yesterday's performance, I should have been encouraged to, lock most of it in. Just because, it was rallying or it was running doesn't mean anything, right? Yesterday's highs were 45.71, and I didn't hesitate to lock in profits at $45, right? So I can't be super picky. And yeah, I need to do better. I need to lead by example. I need to lock in profits quick. And I could have done a better job more aggressively buying the dip instead of just doing it with 300, 400 shares. I could have done it with 1,000 shares if I would have sold 1,000 shares up here, right? You always know what the price action is going to do. You make it look too easy, Ricky. Definitely not. I mean, and don't say that too loud, because AMC can definitely pull on back. It can pull on back. It could break below the EMA line. And look, there it goes. I think one of the biggest things that I do well, and I still don't do it perfectly. There's no such thing as doing this perfectly. I still make mistakes, and there it goes. Watch for the break. Watch for the break below the EMA. But one of the things that I have been able to do pretty well, and I'm sure a lot of you guys can contest to this, is I don't hesitate normally to lock in profits. So when I lock in profits at any indication that's overbought, and then there's a pullback, I'm able to nicely and effectively buy the dip again, right? But there's also times that I lock in profits and the stock continues to rally, and I kind of miss out on it, right? So it's a give and take. Would you rather be in a position where you sell late more often than not, and sometimes you go from a green trade to a red trade? I think that's one of the worst feelings. Or would you rather be someone that locks in profits early, but that tends to feel more comfortable with what it is that they are doing, right? Because you have less skin in the game, even at these overbought levels. So it allows you to stay a little bit more composed. But you have to also remind yourself, right? You're trading to learn right now, not trading to make a profit. So maybe locking in profits to building that experience and building that track record wouldn't be the worst idea. It's one of the things that we've shared so many times with a lot of our beginner traders. It's that if you're someone that's learning how to trade, then make sure that your actions and that your position size and account size reflect that. It should not be reflecting someone that's trading to make a living, right? You shouldn't be trying to maximize every trade. It's how are you supposed to maximize something when you have such little experience? Watch out for the break below EMA here. I don't know what's running more, AMC or my nose. My goodness. I started taking allergy medications after your guys' suggestion. I guess it got a little bit better, but it still doesn't work too much. So you're advised in your program to watch percentage instead of dollars. Changes outlook to better trading. I like that. That's good to know. What do you think about Hood? I don't think anything about it right now. It's bearish, right? We're not here to try to predict the bottom of a stock. It's kind of like asking, what do I think about Peloton? It's like, yeah, I think it's cheap, but it's bearish right now. It's still selling off, right? It's not indicating signs of a support, nothing like that. Watch out for the break on AMC. Really nice push right now. Quick heads up on that. Look at that. All right. This is where come on. Three. Come on, homeboy. AMC at 45.80. Is it really not going to get there? Dude. 45.50 and pulling back already. Come on. MACD still looking good. RSI is consolidating, so heads up on that. Dude, I'm going to have to sell more of it and not be so picky on my exact exit. I need to continue to remind myself that. It's like, who honestly cares about exact exits, right? It's like, yeah, of course I want to get out at the highest price point possible, but I also want to make sure I get out, right? All right, I'm going to sell 250 here. Here we go. 45.80, that's what I said I wanted. I got to stick to that. All right, so sold 45.82, 250 shares. Let's see if we make new highs here. I'm going to get this ready. It's struggling. Do you see that struggle at 45.80? Look at that. I'm going to sell a little bit more. I know I might be selling too much now, but I want to be able to buy the dip. I want to be able to buy the dip effectively, and it's hard to do so when come on. Dang it. It's still slowing down. Ricky, thoughts on A Farm? Was that the pump? AFRM. That was the pump and dump yesterday, right? I'm never the biggest fan of these. I don't know what you guys expect me to say. When something shoots up like this, like, what do you think my thoughts are going to be? It's like, if you partook in that, I think that's great, right? But it's a day trade for sure. You manage your risk. You take advantage of it when the direction's in your favor. And once it begins to consolidate, right, we could see that yesterday. It's very easy to see the overbought levels. Overbought, right, pulled on back, overbought, same resistance level time after time. And now today it's pulling on back. I think that this thing is going to crash. I think this thing will be right back at previous support levels of $70. I don't know what it pushed up yesterday. What is that? 50%, 40%. I would not touch this. I would not hold this already when it's indicating signs of a descending pattern. Definitely not. All right. So LOL looks like he was going to say it's hard to buy the dip when you're out of money, but then he realized he had more money. No, it's not about that. It's hard to buy the dip when you have such an aggressive position size already, and you add more to something that's pulling on back. That's what I meant to say. Everyone trades with different account sizes, right? That's never something that I want to like gloat about, nothing like that. I try to lead by example. It doesn't matter if I'm trading with, if my position is $10,000 or $100,000, I try to treat it as what it is, and it's an opportunity. It has its risk, it has its upside, and at the end of the day, if the direction's not in my favor, I should not be fueling something that is selling off. It's that simple, right? So yeah. Looks like we're gonna get rejected here, so I'm happy that I sold what I did. Ticker AMD. I'm gonna set my alerts down here just so I get more of a nice push. Alright, AMD pulling back. It looks like it's trying to establish a support level. AMD was previously bullish, right? Very consistent, very overbought, very oversold, very overbought. We talked about it when it was trading at 113 around there. It's pulling on back. Yeah, it could find a support level at the EMA line, or if it's a really good deal, closer to the SMA line. So we'll have to see. Does it establish a support level here, or does it break below the EMA and establish a support level and really build some margin at the SMA line? So we'll have to wait and see. Here it goes. Pretty nice push. 45.80. That's not too bad. A lot. Do you guys see this consolidation? So remember that we've talked about always have a reason behind something that you do. So when it comes down to something establishing a support level, right, consolidating where it establishes a support level, so this is why you bought, there's a reason behind that. Now when it comes down to AMC here, you could see this obvious resistance level, and it's not that it can't break above that resistance level. That should never be the what's it called? The ultimatum that you give yourself. It's like, well, what if it breaks above? It's like, well, yeah, but as of right now, it's not about the what ifs. It's about what it's currently showing you and what makes the most sense, right? If you know that AMC is overbought, if you know that AMC on the big picture tends to be more bearish than it is bullish, right? So you have to treat it very carefully. You have to treat it like a risky trade. And then you see indication of a resistance level. It's like, hey, why wouldn't I sell my position at around 45.80, right? There it goes. Breaking below. I am going to buy a little bit, but I'm going to buy in increments of 25. So not in a rush to buy too aggressively. So we'll see where it goes from here. All right. There it goes. Looks like it's steady. Oh, yeah. Steady recovery. Back to previous support, right? Same general support range. Let's see if we get some, higher highs here and higher lows, right? But trying to buy very carefully. All right, dope. I had to get that thing fixed. Yeah. Sitting it out today, don't feel confident. That's great, right? If you see an opportunity present itself, great, don't be afraid to take advantage of it, but there is absolutely nothing wrong with you being selective, right? Which is great that you're able to identify that, hey, either the inconsistency, the change of direction, or the lack of opportunity of margin, right? It's just not worth it for you. You should never be encouraged to say yes for someone else. If it doesn't make sense to you, it doesn't make sense to you. And guess what? You just don't put yourself at risk, right? You save day trades, and it just allows you to prepare for a better opportunity if it really comes down to that, right? Alrighty, nice push here. I'm gonna sell another 250. I know that's quite a bit, but we gotta keep it light, keep it tight, and I think it's becoming more clear to see that, I want to sell at these overbought levels. And dude, every time I say this, it pulls on back. I think I shouldn't say it out loud. I should just do it. But yeah, it's crazy. AMC is pushing up when the overall market's down. So it's pretty great to see. All right. Truth a little slow. The market today, oof, bro. Yep, definitely a little bit slower today. There's just a handful of stocks that are a little bit more of the proactive movers, but it's very easy to see. If you have the Webull platform, you can go to markets and you can take a look at how are overall markets doing. Are they more bearish? Are they more bullish? Right? You can see this up over here and see that it's very safe to say overall markets are red today. All markets are red today. They're all in the red. So guess what? Maybe today can either be a day where you literally just hold off on it, right? As the markets pull back a little bit to allow yourself to, be able to buy, a potential opportunity. And or you can take advantage of what goes up when the market goes down. There's a lot of different ways on how you can approach it. You could be more selective with, hey, what is actually going up? It was just one from like Walmart. It was just what's it called? A allergy medication. It's like a 24-hour allergy medication, or symptom relief, something like that. All right, let's see if we can break above 45.75. I don't think we can because it hasn't been able to. Jesus. I need to get rid of those. There it goes. Nice push. I'm going to do 200. There it goes. Sell AMC. AMC is looking a little bit different right now. Pushing up to 45.90. 45.90. Watch out for that. 45.90. All right, sold 200 shares. There it goes. You could just tell that it was picking up a little bit different than the other ones. I am all over the place right now with sorry about that. Just wanted to make sure. All right. Nice pullback, up 3,500 on the day. $45.25. Should I sell another 250? What do you guys think? Just leave myself with 500 shares? Or should I leave myself with 750? I want to have some skin in it, but I don't know if I want to have 750. And it's not that much. I mean, it's still quite a bit, right? 34,000, but it's not that much. Maybe just having like closer to 25K into it, right? Might make a little bit more sense. Here it goes. $46. All right. Never be afraid to lock in profits. Let's lead by example. 46.05, 46.8, 46. Can we break 46.10? 46.10 and no. I sold at 45.99. So a little bit below $46, obviously. 500 shares left. That's where I'm at. It looks like it's going to break out right now. It definitely looks like it's going to break out. We're going to break above previous highs at 46.25. And there it goes. 46.15, 46.20. Can we break above 46.20? Let's see. It's looking healthy. It's looking healthy. It's looking bullish. But I just want to lock in profits. And I might even sell a little bit more. I appreciate that, Brian. Distilled water, I'll check that out. The worst thing is selling selling incrementals and then not having more to sell. That's funny. No, I mean, I can't complain. I can't complain about the day. 2 days in a row, over $3,000 each. Very grateful. You know, yeah, I'm not going to complain about that. I'm happy. I'm excited. I'm now eager for it to pull on back so I can buy a couple more shares, and I'll buy back in my increments of 25 to 50 shares at a time, and then we'll repeat this whole process again, right? But keep it light, keep it tight. The only reason that I feel encouraged, right? Why am I saying, I'm in AMC. Why am I saying like, hey, I can't wait for AMC to pull back? Because now I have a light enough position that, yeah, it would be nice if it continues to go up. But most importantly, I want to be able to buy the dip if I see upside or reversal, potential. So I can't be surprised on that. Thoughts on Tesla? Tesla's in the green, and it's just overbought, right? I mean, you guys are all aware of that, but it's bullish. It's in the green. It's bullish. It's making new highs, but definitely overbought. Look at the MACD, look at the RSI. I hope that it continues, but we can't be surprised if it begins to pull on back, right? Especially if more negative news begins to be shared with the overall market. I'd be very careful with it. Really nice recovery on Amazon. I still have my $10,000 invested in Amazon. Now that we're beginning to trade above the SMA line, I'm excited to buy more and then ride that reversal. So here it goes. All right. But I'm going to leave it at that. I feel like we talked about quite a bit of different things within this live stream. I believe our main focus, like always, is position size, locking in profits, managing, mitigating risk. And then also, right, we were talking about, hey, I'm going to potentially have to reduce my position size if we broke below EMA or if we made lower lows below EMA. So I'm happy that we didn't, but just know that if it didn't go according to plan, as every trade does not go according to plan, right? You just have to make sure that you do your part in trying to stay in the green or not give back. It sucks to lose $50 or $100, but it sucks a lot more to lose $500. That should always be the mentality when it comes down to managing risk. Yes, it does suck to lose a certain dollar amount, but it sucks less to give back a smaller percentage versus a much larger percentage. And if that's where it's headed, then again, you have to be aware of that. If you can't manage or mitigate risk, then don't buy in early. Then don't trade risky stocks. It's that simple, right? I appreciate you guys' time. I hope and wish you guys an amazing rest of your day. Keep it light, keep it tight. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to message me via Discord. Don't forget, if you guys want to get reposted on my Instagram, if you guys have any of the trading mouse pads, any of the flags, any of the aluminum art, even just the apparel, tag me on Instagram. I have one Instagram account, right? Tag me on Instagram. I'd be more than happy to repost to you. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note.